Welcome to Humanity Unboxed. I think I
Hi.
I
Hi.
didn't mention I really like your spheres, your circle.
Yeah, yeah, I did a whole series on back and now I use it as a background, you
Yeah,
know.
very nice. And it's also giving you kind of a drifty kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which we're always
Yeah.
drifting, dancing. We're always
Yeah,
somewhere. We're always somewhere. We don't know where we are. Yeah?
exactly. Exactly. Well, we're in a new month. We started it, was
Yeah.
it last week? Yeah.
Hmm.
It's been a bit like shifty. It's been a bit
Yeah.
very in between all kinds of things. Um,
The moon was crazy, right? Everybody told me they called me and said, "What's going on? Is moon coming?" And I was only before the moon. I always react before the moon, you know.
yeah.
When any full moon, I don't react very much on the full moon, but
Yeah.
like 2 days before.
Yeah, it was a very powerful moon. It was Friday,
Yeah.
full moon in Scorpio. It was all these things, and I always have this idea or this feeling that a lot of these things are layered on top of something that's a lot deeper. So
Exactly.
it was Workers' Day,
Yeah.
in most of the world,
Yeah.
except for America or the US at least.
Labor Day. No, it was not Labor Day.
But
That's
it is, so you see why they don't celebrate Labor Day on
yeah.
Workers' Day, which is actually
Yeah.
between the 1st and the 4th of March, May, sorry. They've
Yeah.
moved it to September, is it, I
Or
think?
something. Yeah.
Yeah, because they don't want it associated with the violence that the Chicago
Yeah.
riots brought. So it's kind of hiding it, isn't it? Because with
Yeah.
with
Half
the
truths.
riots came exactly with the
What we say,
riots
half
came
truths.
the freedom and the
Yeah.
movement and the breakthrough. But
Yeah.
it's also yeah, in England it's all most of the world, I suppose. May Day they
Yeah.
celebrate.
May 1st. That's
Yes.
everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, they also celebrate Beltane, which is very kind of pagan, I suppose, but Irish, Scottish,
Hmm.
Gaelic kind of, or Celtic. Yeah, so it's all these things that have been going on, and I think
Hmm.
we've all experienced a lot of shifts. I must tell you, I was looking at I'm trying to move our podcasts over to Spotify, which I still haven't gotten right, but I'm working on it.
Yeah.
And I was starting to watch a little bit of our first one,
Mm.
which was 2 years ago.
Oh,
Uh,
it's so good, huh? And you're
yeah,
blown away.
long
That's
ago.
what I'm saying. What? It's like
Yeah,
we make it, and then I can't remember. I cannot remember what was in November, right? That freedom was a
yeah,
phenom. I mean, this blew me away. What we said.
yeah,
It's like
yeah.
I'm buying a book to read it. You know?
But I mean, we were so different, I think, we've grown together
Yeah.
in such a big way. We were still in this first one, we were still trying, or I was still trying to understand what you were saying with human centricity and system relevance and
Yeah.
all that stuff. So kind of getting that meaning and that base,
Yeah.
um, yeah, settled.
Yep.
And here we are, 2 years later, um, still going strong.
Yeah. No, I mean, it would be sad if it wouldn't have grown. I mean, that would be sad, right?
Yeah,
But it was timeless. It was still timeless. And somebody that is lost in this, for example, in today's,
Hmm.
should go back to the first so they get the introduction of that, and watch
Yeah,
that. Do
yeah.
you think Spotify is better than YouTube? Because YouTube is never gone.
It can be everywhere. It can
Yeah,
be
yeah, do
both.
it
Yeah,
everywhere
both at the
because I
same
like the
time.
YouTube because
Yeah,
it's once it's done,
yeah,
right now for me
exactly. Well,
at
this is
least.
the
Yeah.
thing. I'm trying to find ways for it to flow
Okay.
into different platforms. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Michael, it's creativity. It's May. We're still in
Mm-hmm.
trust. I think creativity is a way for us, maybe as humans, to express the trust we have,
Mm-hmm.
not only in ourselves, but in this space that we create between each other,
Yeah.
not just us. I was looking back at some of the stuff I've created and dove into. I think we did Rick Rubin's book a couple of years ago,
Yeah.
done The Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert. And most of these things kind of reaffirm this inspiration, this like almost outside of us, like we
Mm-hmm.
are the the channel of expression. We are not the creators. We don't own our creativity. It's something that we allow to flow
Mm-hmm.
through us. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah.
gives us a lot
This
of freedom, I suppose.
we talk freedom is for everybody the different, but
Yeah.
what the stuff is. I talked to a very high literary person in Vienna,
Mm.
and I couldn't talk to, 2 years ago or 3 years ago, I couldn't talk to her.
Yeah.
But now she said exactly what we say, and she's never seen our podcast. Yeah,
Yeah.
I sent her now my things. That's what you and I talk about it.
Yeah.
That's the creation process. The process is the end, not the end is the end. Not when I say once that product is finished, and from art, sometimes in half the time everybody is blown. You are blown away. Then
Yeah.
when it's finished, it's so. And then
Yeah.
once you like it, and then the other people like it the other way. So there is no right or wrong in that. But if you don't enjoy the creation, why are you creating?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because basically that's gambling. That's gambling. I'm creating. I hate it. I'm gonna try to make it. This picture is a sunset, let's say,
Mm.
and I do it, and it took me 45 years to do it. Right.
Mm. Mm.
Then I publish it, and nobody wants it. 45 years I've tried
Yeah.
to make that sunset, and then I have the final product, and nobody wants it. Not they don't even look at it.
Yeah.
So why would you, if it's dependent on appreciation of other people, 45 years or a year or 2 years for a picture, it's just you
Yeah.
crank it out, and if people react, that is good. But it is not about people liking it. You have no right. You have absolutely no. You prove to me or anybody that listens that you have a right that people like your stuff. You have no right that people like your stuff. No, none,
Yeah.
because we are all one of one, right? And
Yeah.
I can say I loved your spiral in the back. I
Mm.
love that, but other people might not. Other people might,
Yeah.
it's just we have no right to be loved, or we have to love ourselves. This is our reflection, but we
Mm.
have no right. Oh, that must come from the outside that I'm loved.
Yeah.
It doesn't. If you have to love yourself to experience that you are loved,
Yeah.
and when you don't do that, right?
Yeah. And to appreciate the experience of the
Yeah,
experience, and
yeah,
to know that it doesn't always
yeah.
involve love or like, or all
Whatever, or has
elements
to
are
have
held at the
sex,
same time.
and a relationship has to have, oh, we have no sex now, we don't love each other. No, that has nothing to
Yeah.
do with it.
Yeah.
Also, with animals, some animals like your husband, some animals like you. You're
Yeah.
not freaking out about this. I always say, look at nature.
Mm.
There's a part of you where you can learn. And there's no absolute that a cat likes woman and a dog likes man.
No.
Absolutely not.
No.
It's
No.
the soul interaction of these things.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and that's why I say you have no right that a cat loves you or a dog loves you. If you don't have a right. If it does, beautiful.
Yeah.
And usually it does because love is the solvent, universal solvent. And that's how we, also interact is the grease, the unconditional love. But it's
Mm.
unconditional. It's not conditional. I give you food, you have to love me. My kid doesn't love me. How many things that they are so upset because their kid doesn't love it?
Mm.
Behavior doesn't mean love.
No.
A kid behaves like an animal behaves that doesn't mean love.
Mm.
You
Mm.
know, so you have to take what is and have to learn from that. You don't
Yeah.
have to learn. You can choose to learn from it or not.
Yeah.
Everything is a choice.
Yeah. And that's the same with experiencing the
Yeah,
world in its fullest, and not
exactly.
judging. Yeah, not
I want to
judging
just
my
feel good
experience.
and be happy. Oh my God, Michelle, I love you. I love you. I love you. And you say it too. And it's just like, God, I can throw up, you know? No,
Exactly.
because I
Exactly.
don't need
Yeah.
words for you. I don't need to say I
Yeah.
love you. And you
Yeah.
don't need to say it for me. It's
Yeah.
there or it's not there, you know?
Yeah. or it is just there as an underlying current,
Exactly.
as an,
Yeah.
my cat doesn't really need to do anything.
Yeah.
It doesn't even come when I call it. So, I mean,
Yeah.
I still love it just as much,
Yeah.
or love her just as much.
Because there is a relationship that you see it underneath. Even if
Yeah.
she doesn't follow you,
Yeah.
there's love
She
there.
might sometimes. Then I know she's trying to communicate something with me
Yeah,
or
she
to
was
me.
always, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's similar with us. I don't think we all
Kids.
need,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
When kids
And
cry,
even in creativity, I mean, we don't need validation to feel our creativity.
yeah,
For you and me to just show up here means that we're creating something.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we don't know. We are not prepared or anything. We say one word, perhaps, say,
Mm.
okay, you do this with the wisdom seekers, and then we go into it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, they're making podcasts now so crazy. I mean,
Mm.
I hear all these things here, make it easy and do this, and it's all structural, systemic. They want to totally systemic. You have
Yeah.
to do this. I'm not doing anything. I'm me. You can't do it. You cannot
Yeah.
be somebody else.
Mm.
If you and I would go by the thing, but nobody would listen. Nobody would.
But if we do that, that means that we want something. Then I want something from you. So I have questions prepared
Yeah,
because I want to get a certain result, and I'm going to manipulate in a way. I mean, I'm not
exactly.
saying
Yeah,
it's a bad thing. That's just how certain models work.
yeah.
Um, but there is a sense, or there's an aspect of manipulation within that process.
Absolute, absolute.
Yeah.
When I say I'm all that and come to me, what was there recently? I heard 2 days ago or something where they say, "No, I give you the healing," and I said, "Nobody can give you a healing. You can
Yeah.
choose to be healed by this or by that, permission slip or that, right? But you don't. That's
Yeah.
insane, you know?
Yeah. Because this is living in a world where everything comes from outside instead of
Yeah,
coming from inside.
yeah,
I think I was actually talking to Joshua about this the other day. He was saying that he realizes that the body can do so much healing, can heal itself in
yeah,
so many ways, um, and that we've been distanced from that fact. So
yeah,
we've in a lot of cultures we have become reliant on things that show the body we don't need it, and
yeah,
then we don't know how to fall back on that natural way.
yeah. Because you need to have instant success. I had pain the whole week. I was in pain all the week.
Yeah,
Yesterday I woke up, my teeth all, my brain, I felt every nervous because I had such a profound shift.
yeah,
And they'd be able to say, I would go to a doctor. No, I'm not going to go. I think first I didn't tell anybody, but if I would have told, I would have
yeah,
said, yeah, yeah, okay,
yeah,
that's okay. I took my vitamins for the nerves, took some vitamin, and just be with the pain and dove into the pain versus,
yeah,
I need to get rid of that. When I can't hold it anymore, then I would take a Tylenol or something.
mm, yeah. Like
Pain,
relief,
yeah,
or
pain.
yeah,
But if not, then when they cannot do, because pain is a lot of exhausting. It's very exhausting to have pain. But
yeah,
you're holding on with pain, you're holding on to a past that is not, and that, then you can just go into the pain and let it go. Yeah.
mhm, yeah. Which isn't an easy thing to do, though.
No,
No, and
no,
and it also feels often counterintuitive because we are taught to
not have
fix
pain. Not
it.
have, yeah.
Yeah, we need to
We
fix
should
it.
struggle, but not have pain, which is exactly the same, right? We
Yeah,
should struggle to be successful, but we shouldn't have pain. So you numb
yeah,
yourself out on the one side, and then you struggle. And the struggle is
yeah,
is showing you where you're not aligned with life, where you're not aligned with life. Not you have to live my life where I do yours.
yeah, yeah. And that alignment is so profound because when
Yeah,
we're aligned, we can be in touch with all these bits of
yeah,
inspiration. I was writing today, and I came back to that story of Tom Waits driving on the freeway or highway or
yeah,
whatever, and inspiration came, and he was like, but I can't do it. I don't have a pen. If you just wait a bit, or you go to someone else, because
No
the
waiting.
song
There's
needs
no
to live.
waiting. It
No,
comes. It comes or not.
the song needs to be created, but it can't be me in this moment. So I give you permission in a way to just
Yeah.
find find the person
And
who's available in this moment.
you know that happens. That
Yeah.
happens all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's as when there was no internet, there were people found in labs,
Yeah.
medicine at the same time in London, in Australia,
Yeah.
everywhere at the same time, and they started lawsuits, and they could not prove that the person were
Yeah.
connecting with each other.
Well, it's interesting because Elizabeth Gilbert talks about this as well. She had a story, um, and she just never had the time to finish the story, and then someone else had finished the story. It was the exact same story,
Mm-hmm.
same,
Mm-hmm.
you know, but she didn't have the availability or the, whatever. Um, and they became such good friends because obviously they had something similar as well. They
Yeah.
had,
Yeah.
um, yeah, a
Frequency,
creative
the
spark that
frequency
was very
adjusts
similar.
to her and somebody else.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's everything is channeled. Oh,
Yeah.
I did 3,000 p. I say, okay, that's my painting. I don't care. I don't.
Yeah.
I channeled them. I was very grateful that I had the experience of creating them, but the
Yeah.
product doesn't make anything for me because I think I sold 10 paintings or from
Yeah.
3,000 or 20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
But
then we come back to that, that the selling of the painting isn't really what is building your creative process. It is
yeah,
nice though. It is nice to
the icing on the cake's what I
yeah,
say, icing on the cake.
yeah,
But what should have done?
yeah.
I've learned this, what we're talking about,
Mm,
through my art. 3,000 people gets me on the level that I can talk to you
yeah.
in that way. If I wouldn't have painted, trust me,
Mm,
not much. Because
yeah.
the constant feedback of me, I'm
Mm,
doing this and then see it, I said, oh, I'm not so bad. Because the key of our humanity, where so much dissonance, is we're not worthy. And so therefore we elevate victimhood, right?
mm,
And so, for example, we insist on having rights. Yeah,
mm,
but you have to have a responsibility. And every right you have, it's a yin yang. You have to
yeah.
have a responsibility.
Yeah.
And this is why we go. People look at us, other planets and whatever, and it makes sense to me. But I'm not saying anything absolute here
Yeah.
because absolute doesn't exist in my life. But what I say is they look at us how much, because the universe is in harmony, right?
Mm,
How much can it be in disharmony by will? So we're willing that, and then will goes away and it becomes a manipulation too. Because you can will something that you want to do,
mm.
but now you think because you're less than, you say, I shouldn't will it.
Yeah, I
So
don't
will
deserve
was
it.
a very much uh, castrated by us. The will was
Yeah.
very much castrated because the spirit and the will. I'm reading the book right now, and wow,
Yeah.
very hard to even, because we're so far pivoted to come back to that. Because in one on one level, it's say we shouldn't will anything, you don't want anything,
Yeah.
and the other thing should be open, like you and I. We say, we take life as it comes, right,
Mm,
and we handle it as it comes.
yeah.
Versus I will. So there's a difference between a want and a will.
Mm,
So the want is more system relevant. I want a car. I want a thing, and the will is like I want. I don't know. I'm not there yet. But
yeah.
I dropped that here that we can start thinking about this. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it just gives me a itch in my throat. So it's obviously something quite important.
Yeah. I say and I think women have that harder because they were suppressed for so long, and they shouldn't want anything, right? Women should
Yeah.
be,
Yeah.
yeah,
Should
should just
be giving up. It
cook,
should be
wait for the
sacrificing
husband, make
more,
him a drink,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
slippers, and the newspaper, and leave him alone when he comes home from working hard.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there was a whole manual for how a good wife should be, isn't there?
Exactly. Yeah.
It's
How can you
ridiculous.
generalize that so much that that's
Yeah.
what a woman should be? Because
Yeah.
I know
But
guys,
this
they
is
are more
also,
feminine. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. But this is also the thing that I have a uncomfortable feeling about this service, to be in service. There's so much sacrifice that happens within this
Yeah,
concept of being in service. While it is such a natural thing to be a nurturer, if that is you, if that
yeah,
is your path.
yeah.
But to be in service feels very system relevant to me. It feels like, okay, I need to
Absolutely. Yeah,
prove
that
that
is
I'm
it.
doing the
Martyr.
right thing. Yeah,
Martyr is service. I
yeah,
was a super martyr. I was a victim, a martyr. And we said, I was conditioned to it. Oh, you're sick born.
mm,
You're not worthy. You do this and whatever. And I couldn't read neurodiversity, blah, blah, blah. I was a victim and a martyr. And I said, no, that's not it. I found out the belief was wrong. Then you let it go automatically. So
mm,
is that, when I saw my pictures, I saw, my ego would say first thing it's horrible, but my friend said hang up the two pictures in your home. After
yeah,
months, I loved my pictures.
yeah,
So I came from totally the victim, the martyr, because wasn't strong. So I was told I wasn't strong, so I couldn't be a bully. But if I could have been a bully, I would have been a bully, right?
mm,
And when you can't be a bully, you be a martyr. You cannot abuse her, you become abused.
mm,
And every victim of anybody is victimized by a victim.
mm.
So they themselves have given that on. That's
Yeah.
my that's my
Unless you step out of the
perception.
pattern,
I
unless you
did,
notice
I
the
did,
pattern.
I
Yeah.
did. Yeah, I
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
So you know
Yeah.
that's we gotta go. I'm not a victim, and I'm not having rights. I take life as it is, and always think when my thought goes, I have a right.
Mm,
I go right away. What is the responsibility? Am I doing the responsibility? Then I have a right, right?
mm,
But I
mm.
have to have when I go and say, "Oh, I'm American. I have that right," right? No, I don't have any right. They have also a responsibility.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
That's
because the rights, that's what systems work with. All systems. They says you have a right, but because you haven't also not aware of your responsibility, therefore they never have to keep it. Never have to keep your rights. So yeah,
yeah.
there was then, but now we don't. Yeah? And then they
Yeah.
say, oh, when you're 60, you're going to have a thing. All of a sudden, you go at 70 into
Mm,
retirement. It's
mm,
just it's a half truths give half truths give false hope, and the false hope are taken from us because if we don't take false hope, we have no hope. And that's, we are already the victim. So if somebody gives you, they put you systemically in a victim position. And if you don't take that, you know, there's nothing to take. So you need to take the half hope and hope that this works, right?
yeah. Yeah.
This was
If
good. This came
but
in.
then there's also
I didn't ever talk about this, but
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And in this whole process there's a self-judgment because am I
Of
really good
course, yeah.
enough to be able to,
You are good. You
yeah.
exist. The moment
Yeah.
you exist, you're worth one.
Mm,
And everybody is worth one. In the systemic way, you can have different. You can be a billionaire, I can be a beggar.
mm,
That's in the system. But that's artificial, totally artificial. System is
yeah.
totally artificial. There's nothing that is, or very few things, they take in nature and then interpret it system relevant, and make a
Mm,
verb out of it, equality. If equality would be system relevant, right?
yeah.
Everybody would make the same money. If it was, if
Yeah.
in the system, money is the value.
Mm,
Yeah, in
yeah.
the other stuff, no,
Yeah.
in the other stuff would be. My sister just called me, so
Ah,
so that's why. So in the system, which is totally artificial, there is equality, but in really, it's the money you make or the fame you make. In the nature, you just exist by one. But if you exist, you're worthy. This ant has the same worth as the other ant, and
mm-hmm.
this monkey has the same as the other monkey.
Mm,
So they all have the same thing. Even though that monkey is way happier and jumping around, the other has that monkey, and there's never the discussion because they would have wars. The animals would have wars.
yeah. Which they do in a
No,
way.
they
Yes,
argue here
yeah.
and then. They do a
Yeah.
boundary. There's the boundary.
There is a leadership. There is a there's a word, I don't know what it is,
Yeah.
yeah, a pecking order,
Territorial.
if I should say.
Territorial. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But that is because the one of oneness was a territorial. So when a beta wants to be an alpha, it cannot be. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's the boundary of Michelle. If Michelle knows the wisdom seeker, for example, is then she is, and somebody will come that have no knowledge and says, "I've taken over the wisdom seeker." Like, you've got to make a boundary. You said it's not possible.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
Huh?
Or put my children in danger, or
Or
whatever
whatever.
it
Yeah.
is. Yeah,
You have to
then
have a
it's suddenly
boundary.
a different aspect that comes forward. Yeah.
And I found out now, uh, in the last week, the people that the most think, "Oh, I'm not worthy" or whatever, they are the most powerful. It's funny. The people that say they listen to the systems, and the people that they're totally not powerful, they always say, "I'm not good enough. I can't do it."
Yeah.
Boom. Because I came from that. I experienced experiences. I mean, I
Mm.
wanted to read and I couldn't read. I wanted to speak and I couldn't speak. And
Yeah.
look at me now.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
the
Well,
best
you've written
speaker.
some books. You
Yeah,
have been
no,
on
but
how
I'm
many
saying I
hundreds of
was
podcasts? Yeah.
that
So you've
life gave
overcome.
me this,
You've moved through
and I
it.
was not, and I refused for some, I don't know, my soul probably, to
Yeah.
be a victim. I'm not
Yeah.
saying it's bad when you feel a victim, because I was one,
Mm.
but it doesn't matter. Huh?
It's also part of the process, right? So there is no
Yeah,
judgment in however you or wherever
yeah.
you are or wherever I am.
Mm.
It is
What it is.
what it is.
It is
Yeah,
what it is.
exactly. Exactly
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Like we exist and we are thankful for existing.
Hmm.
And then in that life process, we exist and just taking life, moment by moment, because the moment is the most important.
Yeah. While embracing who we are, the
Yeah.
essence of us, because
Yeah.
there's so much noise and conditioning,
Yeah.
whatever words you want to use, around that it influences how we show up in the moment. So
Mm.
to just be, I mean, this is why I think I like silence so much, and
Yeah.
to sometimes be a bit slower, to be intentional.
Slow it up. Yeah, slow it up. That's
Yeah.
why you get sick. You get sick to slow down. Yeah. And you get headaches to slow down.
Yeah.
You hurt yourself to slow down. You break your leg to slow down. And also that should give you a hint that you suppressed so much to slow down so much
Yeah.
that you had to experience that.
Yeah.
You know
Exactly.
what I mean? You had to
Yeah.
experience. You didn't have to break your leg. Nobody says that. You have
Yeah.
to break your leg to exist. No, but when you're not in harmony and nature and balance with nature, there's something, and all system really. I'm busy. I'm busy. I'm busy. I mean, there's nothing more degrading than a partner or a friend saying, "I don't have time. I'm so busy."
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
there's an understanding of business and not. If you paint a picture and you say busy, you want to paint that picture, I say
Mm.
nothing. But when you say
Yeah.
I have to do AI
Do all
and
the
stuff
stuff.
and so busy, say
Yeah.
get out.
Yeah. Well, if busyness becomes a what's the word, a symbol of
A tool to,
success, I
yeah,
am successful, therefore I'm busy, then you're missing. For me, I feel
yeah,
like I would be
yeah,
missing the point, because for me,
exactly.
I'm striving to have time to really spend it with
Yeah.
those that are
And I
important.
think the Zen say you can never go to the same river. You
Yes,
can never
because
go
neither
to
you or
this.
the river are ever the same. I love that, and
Yeah,
it's
I
so
love that,
true.
right? That
Yeah.
that that I love that. When I heard that, I was so,
Yeah, and they also say before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment,
Exactly.
chop wood,
Yeah,
carry water. So it's not about its status. It's
yeah,
busyness has become a status symbol. That's what I wanted to say.
yeah.
Uh, yeah,
And you said that before. You said it before. I listened to the first episode. That was a beautiful moment, our first episode.
yeah,
But
yeah.
and we're still carrying water and whatever.
Still chopping
But
wood,
we
carry
are on a
water.
different moment. The moment we can never have when we met. We said, let's repeat the first podcast. We cannot have it.
No,
That
because
was
neither
such a
I saw the,
beautiful.
yeah,
And
neither I saw the
when you
river of,
dance in a moment, then every
yeah,
moment is beautiful. Because I
yeah,
cannot say we had a horrible of 82 and 83 per episode. I don't think we had a
yeah.
horrible thing because we
No,
just dance and harmonize and dance and all. And I'm not. It's not important for me that I'm right or that I say I know better than you. This has absolutely no, you
no,
know,
no,
the
because
system
that's not
relevant,
the, yeah,
better, faster, better, faster, writer or whatever. It's
yeah,
irrelevant for me,
yeah,
because
exactly.
we are 8 billion. That's why I always say we are 8 billion one of one people.
Mm,
So we with one-on-one perspective. So we can't even three people cannot even do silent post, the in the night in the year, or
yeah,
they could be victims to an accident. We
yeah,
can when we don't amplify that, we are incapable of telling a story in 3 or 5 people, and
mm,
we are incapable of being witness to the same accident.
mm,
That should wake you up right then.
yeah,
What do you insisting that something is right or wrong or
yeah,
false? Huh? Or
yeah,
whose fault it is?
yeah. And yet we also need to um not we need to appreciate each other's
Yeah,
perspectives of that. So
yeah,
I want to hear your version of the story or
absolutely.
your
That is the
observation.
best. You
Yeah,
can read 15,000 books.
yeah,
When you talk to a human, books is left. It's
yeah,
the biggest growth happens physically experience another human being because you experience God in you,
yeah,
or whatever,
yeah,
or the
yeah.
world
It's
or
divine.
collective
Yeah,
consciousness or whatever.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I think that's a beautiful place to
exactly. Yeah,
in this. Yes.
yeah.
um,
Life is good no matter how it shows up, right?
yeah, yeah. You say so, I believe you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, you can make it good. We make it good. It could be
yeah,
our 40% of our podcast could be horrible, but they're
yeah.
not. So
But for us, every moment is good because we
yeah,
get to
yeah,
be in that moment. So that
yeah.
is good.